of intellect, wit, and karaoke chops. And John and I suspect that part of the reason, at least part of the reason for housing us, for eschewing convention and housing us both as best men, is to double down on the boilerplate best man speech opener. You know, the ones that feature a single best man, and you say something like, "The better man got married today." So Greg is...
I'm going to say that in about 10 seconds.
All right, there you go. That's what I said, boilerplate. Okay, so it's not a competition. Greg is better than both of us. Should be acknowledged. But more generously, the gesture of including us both as best men might be in the spirit of the lyrics from Greg's karaoke standard / Guide to Good Living, Hall & Oates' Rich Girl. And I am going to sing, so please forgive me, and please join in if you know the following quatrain from that song. Don't you know that it's wrong, to take what is given you so far gone on your own, but you can get along if you try to be strong. All right, that's it. I said quatrain, come on. Okay, so with that sweet melody forever imprisoned in your heads, allow me to cede the podium to the man who's here to play the Hall to my oats and to fet our brother and best friend along with the girl who makes all his dreams come true. That's Hall & Oates again. John Barr, everyone.
Thank you. Hernder, can you hear me? I want to feel like a rap star right now, / I've actually heard the acoustics are kind of silent, so can you actually hear me? Yep. All right, I think Jordy misses the point of an introduction. I wanted to go prior to Jordy because he is both a published poet and a stand-up comic, so I was like, oh, it's so intimidating. And then he has this insane intro where now I'm equally depressed and stressed out because it was so incredibly good. So Jordy, you sewered me again. All right, and second of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone included in this wedding. It's gone beautifully. I know that I have also been included and I've been involved, but I had the easiest job of all. All I had to do was take Greg out drinking, which I do every Friday, Saturday, Tuesday afternoon, every other Wednesday. And I also got to call myself best this time, so mine was the easiest job, but I know how many hands and minds have gone into this great day. So I want to say thank you. I think they all deserve a great round of applause. Jayme and Greg, I also want to say thank you. I'm so honored to actually be included in this great day. As I look around the room, I realize how many people here are such great friends of Greg's. And so I could easily see this entire wedding party just tossed aside, an entirely new one taking their place, especially Harrison with especially Neil. And so I think it speaks volumes about Greg that he has so many friends here that he could, I think, pick any one of you, and you would all be, if you're male, you'd all be included on the groom side. And I just want to say thank you for including me. It feels fantastic, and if I wasn't included, I'd probably cry a lot, so I really appreciate that. All right, so round of applause again. All right. Greg has always been my best friend. And I will say at first it wasn't really all that easy because I was a little bit terrified of him. Because when I was in junior kindergarten, I used to tell my mom, "Oh my God, Mom, that guy has spots." I'm terrified. And so karma was a cruel, cruel mistress when I hit grade 8, and all of a sudden, I was the one who had spots. Everyone was terrified of me. And so I will say, though, that I think what I enjoy most about Greg is his consistency and how reliable he is. And it might sound odd to describe your best friend the same way you might otherwise describe a Ford truck or a good plow horse. But as someone who is an only child, didn't have any brothers or sisters, he is not only my best friend, he is also my brother. And to have someone there, you know, like on the Monday morning, it doesn't have to be just like, hey, how's life, these big questions, just, hey, Tottenham won, hey, this is happening, my socks are orange, I lost my cat, I think Jayme's gonna kill me. It honestly gives you that relationship that is very brotherly. Now, the one thing I will say, despite how consistent he is, the one thing that has been always inconsistent is Greg with the ladies. And I'm seeing a lot of faces here right now that perhaps in grade 8, maybe was on MSN Messenger, perhaps had maybe a status saying you were an island to discover, or something quite similar to that. And perhaps that lovely lady, or 2 or 3 or 14, got a little winky face, a sweet nothing in their ear. And so, again, he has always been the more successful out of the two of us with the ladies, but no one ever really clicked. And so I remember a couple of years ago, I was lying in bed in Windsor, and I got this text from Greg, and it was so melodramatic and so Miller-esque, where it's just, oh my God, John, I'm never gonna find the love of my life. It's just, I want to get married so badly. And I'm not embellishing this. This is not quotes from a movie. This was a direct quote. Now, oh, Greg, no, man, you'll make it, you'll do it. Like, it's fantastic. And to be honest with you, I had some doubts because Greg is so unique and is such a great, great person. And it wasn't until Jayme where I was like, oh my God, this actually makes sense. There actually is somebody who is worthy of my best friend, and that is Jayme. She is the most considerate, lovely. She drives me home when I show up their place I'm not invited. And it's just fantastic. And I'm saying this now so I'll continue doing this because I really enjoy that. So that's really good. And to be honest with you, I think my parents might have some choice words for you because now I'm not going to get married for at least 20 some odd years because you've raised the standard so high, I could never match this. Because you are honestly, Jayme, you are the most lovely, beautiful person. You are the perfect girl. And so I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, I also Googled best man speeches. And so on Google, you're supposed to discuss how it's the end of an era, how it once was us and now it is them, how it is the ball and chain. But I will say this does not really apply to Jayme and Greg, because the greatest thing about Jayme is that she allows Greg to be himself. Whether that's having baths at 4 o'clock in the morning, deciding he's going to sleep in his bathtub, or perhaps a very solemn occasion saying, you know what this moment needs? A little rich Greg. And she allows Greg to be himself, and because of that, I think she's given me the greatest gift today, because not only do I get to celebrate their union together, but I get to celebrate something even more selfish and personal than that. She has actually given me my best friend for the rest of my life, and because of that, Jayme, thank you for letting Greg be himself, and I am so thankful, because now I've got a lifetime with you and with my best friend and my brother. So thank you.
Well, thank you, John. Also a tough act to follow, I will say. Also a tough act to follow. My friendship with my brother has enriched my life in so many ways. And as anyone who has siblings in the room may appreciate, close bonds between siblings are not necessarily a constant, nor are they always a given. So just because, you grow up across the hall from someone, or are also an excellent dancer, or end up in your adult life supporting the same hapless professional football team. Thank you for that, Dad. Go Bills! Doesn't mean that you're going to be lifelong pals, but Greg and I are. He is a best friend, and another best friend, and a person without whom our relationship would be incomplete, is our sister and your MC, Kate. So, two best men, that seems like a lot, but I thought it would only be appropriate to invite Kate up here as well to say some words about our brother. So we're each going to take a turn talking about him. He's our baby brother. He's younger than us on paper, but in many ways he's also our older brother, if that makes any sense. And it certainly makes good sense to me when Greg's acquaintances mistake me for his twin or his younger brother, which actually happens so often that I'm fairly embarrassed to brag about it. So I'm digressing. Kate, please come up. Please welcome Kate, everyone.
Thank you, Jordy. I'm going to diverge from the best man MO of roasting the groom, even though I know he can take it. Sisters get to see a side of their brothers that they might not otherwise show, and I want to share some of that with you. For as long as I can remember, Greggy, as I call him, has been an absolute light in my life. I thought he was the cutest, most magical creature when he was a baby. And my favorite playmate as a child, and the person I shared secrets with in high school, and the person I always looked forward to seeing and hugging every time I came home after I moved out. And as been mentioned before, the person who makes me laugh more than anyone in the world. And many of you might also be aware that Greg and I have never had a single fight or disagreement over the years, at least none that I can remember. So I'm just going to share one story. When I was about 11 years old and Greg was 9, he went out for the afternoon to run errands with my mom. And he came back with 2 plastic necklaces for me. I can still remember them very clearly. They were sort of sparkly pale plastic, pink and yellow. And I was 11, I didn't wear necklaces. And my mom knew this. She said she knew that I wouldn't like them. But when he pointed them out at a garage sale and said he wanted to buy them for me, it was just too nice of a gesture for her to intervene. So my mom told me I had to wear them. I didn't realize what it meant at the time to have the type of brother, a 9-year-old boy obsessed with Ninja Turtles and Greek mythology. It's true. Who thinks to buy his older sister 2 necklaces at a garage sale on Saturday afternoon. But now I do know how lucky I am to have a person in my life who loves people so unconditionally, is caring, thoughtful, and affectionate, and who after 27 years still hasn't lost that joyful giggle that I remember provoking in him when he was a toddler. And I can't imagine a better person for this love to be focused on than Jayme. Jayme has actually heard a version of this speech already over a year ago outside of a bar in Toronto before these 2 were engaged, but after it was clear to so many of us that these 2 would be spending their lives together. So she knows how ecstatic I am to see that my baby brother has found someone so caring, easygoing, fun, down-to-earth, and creative as Jayme. It has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you and become friends and now family. It's no secret that I have always wanted to have a sister, and driving together this November to an annual shopping trip, we shared family stories, dating stories, went shopping for some weird healthy snacks at Trader Joe's, and I was really happy to realize that it will always be this way. Our family is better now that you're in it. So Jayme and Greg, I don't know what's next, but I can't wait to see it. I've already seen you build a home together, and I always appreciate those afternoons that I'm invited to come sit on your monstrous couch and witness your life together. Being in the presence of two people who love each other so much and are so at ease with one another immediately has the effect of making whoever comes into your home feel happy and cared for. And I won't mention that this would be a great feeling for whomever else might one day share that home with you. Okay, I am of course referring to the fact that inevitably one day, maybe very soon, Jayme and Greg will extend their circle of love and care and grow their family, as Jordy and I will be moving into your basement. I love you guys.
It's a really sweet basement. So it's got room for a Bowflex down there, and Kate and I are going to make a little band space. You heard me singing earlier, so that probably seems kind of obvious. Now it's tempting, after what Kate said about the best man speech roast genre, to follow through on Greg's motto and our mandate for the bachelor party trip that we took to Atlantic City in early May. So it was the male side, the groom's party, as well as a sweet boy named KBK. And the motto was, "Get nasty." This was Greg's coinage. Now this side of the room's getting a little nervous, but also don't worry, Nana, as well. It turns out that getting nasty mostly meant my inability to enter a limousine without the aid of a faceplant. Connor and his collegiate arm hurling beer cans 70 yards over a wall. Nasty was also making losing sports bets with our traveling bookie, Harrison Stewart. Although I should point out that Mr. Tully did bet on California Chrome, so that was a wise one. Getting nasty was also trying to rouse John during daylight hours. And last but not least, and maybe especially, getting nasty was whatever it was that KBK did in and to all those bathroom stalls between Buffalo and New Jersey. Okay, that's the inside joke portion of the program. Instead, I just want to say, what Kate was saying about how generous and sweet Greg was. Kate and I did not always reciprocate and return the favor. So I just want to tell one story about when we were kids, just to illustrate how we never hesitated to use Greg as a vehicle for our entertainment. And I'm thinking about a family vacation, a family trip we took to Chicago in the summer of 1995. And for some reason, my parents left me in charge of babysitting Greg. Now, if you know my parents, for some reason, translates into time alone together in a bar with a live band doing whatever they consider to be good dancing. You'll see some of that later, but yep. Kate and I got pretty bored watching television, so we decided that it was only natural that we would dress Greg up in the hotel bathrobe, wrap a towel around his head, put mom's makeup on his face, and send him down to the busy street of Chicago below. While we watched, of course, safely from high above, our vantage point at the Days Inn, Chicago. And Greg was no doubt hamming it up, interacting with the bewildered strangers for our entertainment, and this was definitely the most danger that we had put him in for the purposes of our fun, I think. But unlike the time that Greg decided to play the role of goon for a season in the Catholic Youth Hockey League, no one was seriously injured. Now, I say he decided to play the role of goon in the Catholic Youth Hockey League, but really it was more of a combination of his skating skills, which were very meager, and his stature, which was fairly imposing that sort of dictated that he played the role of Goon. But anyway, I digress. So I felt very guilty about this Chicago, I don't feel guilty about that, that's the truth, but I felt very guilty about this Chicago hotel incident. So as many of you would, I tried to exercise my guilt in a poem from my recently published poetry collection, which for some reason didn't qualify as a wedding favor. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's right. My dad probably already sold you a copy, so that might be why. And I probably don't need to tell you that it doesn't take poetry to necessarily be the form for the words that you want to summon on an occasion like this to express how happy you are when you see someone who you love as much as I love my brother, and you feel as close to as I feel to my brother, how you see him end up with someone as amazing as Jayme, to express your awareness of the fact that they wake up every day in and into the kind of love that defies description. Now, I'm being a bit figurative here. Of course, Jayme wakes up about 45 minutes to an hour before Greg and does her best not to compromise the extra sleep that he habitually requires. But okay, it's something, their love, that I know mainly from a distance, having lived outside of Ontario as I have for the past 9 years. Sorry, Mom. And I know it not so much through words, but through photographs, specifically Facebook and Instagram photos of Jayme and Greg and their pride and joy, and my cat nephew, Shere Khan. His name had to be said, right? So if you spin through take a moment, if you spin through their archive in between months worth of photos of Shere Khan, you get glimpses of a full and enviable life. One in which they can express themselves through each other, but one that also enables them to be independent. So you have highlights, road trips, sports parking lots, Greg asleep on the couch, Jayme and Greg hosting dinners, craft beer, and recently a pool party. But not pictured, and I want to finish with this, but not pictured but etched into my memory nonetheless is a back booth at Kaz's Family Bar and Grill in downtown St. Catharines, where I first met the girl of Greg's dreams in December of 2011. And I think I'm remembering this correctly. We were assembled there for an event called Kazmas. And Kazmas is an event that has been popularized and largely facilitated by its patron saint, Greggy. So it's a night of catching up with people that you probably never thought that you'd see after high school, but who continue to exist. And so I was sitting in a back booth with my sister and with Jayme and with a few others, and the patron saint was making his rounds, kissing babies, cracking jokes, shaking hands, I don't know, yeah, okay. But he would frequently return and saddle up next to Jayme, and they would whisper and laugh to one another. But truth be told, my hearing is terrible, so even when they addressed me directly, I could barely discern what they were saying. But what I was witnessing was beyond words anyhow, in their smiles and ease of being, some kind of perfect compliment that when you're in the presence of it, which we all are obviously today and have been, you just know it. And I want to turn to toast this love, and I want to use the lyrics from a song, and it's not Hall & Oates. One of the reasons that I couldn't hear was that the jukebox was blaring, and among the songs that might have been playing tonight, and the one that, again, just want to use a little quatrain, second use of that term, here to toast, is This Must Be the Place by the Talking Heads. And I'm not going to sing this time, you're welcome. Out of all those dancing people, you got a face with a view. I'm just an animal looking for a home, share the same space for a minute or two. So please join John, Kate, and I in raising our glass to toast the love between these two animals who have found a home together, now and forever. To Greg and Jayme.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Greg from Jayme and Greg. I have an icebreaker here. Today was almost a perfect day. The only thing that could have made it better, like I kept insisting, if you let the cat be the ring bearer and the flower girl. But Jayme kept saying, oh, he's going to eat the flowers and probably the ring. So pretty close though. 99% perfect day. I hope everyone had a good time.
Okay. Yeah, Greg and I are so pleased to be able to share this day with you. I think it's obvious how happy we make each other, but we wouldn't have been able to get to this point without the love and support of all of you, our friends and family. We also need the professional expertise of a few people, everyone at Hernder Estate, who helped us every step of the way and have put on a great day for us. Thank you, Hernder. Our photographer, Megan Priest, and our mom, who took some stunning engagement photos and has been with us throughout this long day. We appreciate you so much. I have her card. You should hire her for anything. Also, we would like to thank Film Lab Productions for taking something we knew absolutely nothing about, filmography, and making us feel comfortable and excited to capture our special day. Thank you, Film Lab. Fantastic. Yeah. Our officiant, Judy Kofsky, who I don't think is here, but did a beautiful job. Little improv as well, which we appreciated for sure. It was such a big help to have such a warm and confident person guiding us through our ceremony. We'd also like to thank Amanda Ingelvix, who isn't here, but who prepared our beautiful centerpieces and bouquet. Just stunning. I couldn't have been more happy with that. So thank you, Amanda. I really can't thank my bridal party enough. I sincerely hope that they know how important their presence has been to me over the past few months, as always. Kristen, my sister Alana, and my sister Jessie, I won't forget the time and effort you made for me with the showers, the stag and doe, debates over dresses. Kristen having a young son, Alana graduating from high school, and Jessie playing on multiple elite sports teams. I really hope you know I appreciate and value the time that you have given me through the past few months here. So thank you very much for that. I love you guys. Jessie. Thank you. I have two maids of honor who couldn't be more different, but who provide identical love and support and enthusiasm, and who have done so since our friendships began. Lynn's, we've been together since middle school, traveling to Scotland, making memories along the way for over a decade, from long car rides to birthday celebrations to tattoos, and to multiple memories that I will not be sharing in front of a large group on behalf of both of us. I'm just going to say now that I want you to move home. I'll make that public. You live in Alberta, and I hate it, so we'll just go there. Thank you. Ash, we've been friends since we were 6, hitting every milestone together thus far. You have always been the voice of reason, always knowing what I needed to hear. I turned to you for advice, for honest opinions, and for a solid laugh when I need one, always. I just want to let you know in front of everyone that your relationship with David, who isn't here tonight, and I deeply wish he was, is inspiring us to what love and commitment and real passion is between two people who love each other so much. So I love you both, Lindsay and Ash. So thank you for that. I want a round of applause for them. Thank you. Mom, Dad, Jackie, Paul. I've been fortunate enough to have 4 loving parents for the majority of my life. I've seen the love that you have for one another, and it's inspiring. Dad, I hope you know, okay, second. I hope you have a copy of your speech, first of all, because I think I blubbered through the whole thing, catching pieces, so I really hope you can send that to me. But I just want to let you know that you have always trusted me to make my own life decisions, and you've always supported me through each single one. You've laid the foundation for my open heart and that trusting nature, so I really hope you know how important that is for me. I love you so much. And I'll leave it at that. I'm doing well, so move on. Mom, even when we were apart, oceans apart specifically, when I was in Scotland, I felt your love when we were really that far away, absolutely every day. You sacrificed your time, your sleep, your gas tank for me, and I truly am grateful. You're such a loving, caring mother and wife, a true inspiration. I love you very much. Adam, Alana, Jackson, Jesse, the best part of being your much older sister is seeing you from, honestly, the day you were born to this moment right now. You're just 4 beautiful people, and I could not be more proud. I can't wait to see what it has in store for all 4 of you, so I hope you know that. I love all 4 of you. Where's Jackson? I'm trying to make eye contact, but hey, bud, how are you? Adam, there we go. You too. I did it. I do need to thank Kathy Kelly and Paul Noonan, my grandparents, for letting me pick over all of their items in their beautiful antique store for decorations. Don't take them with you because my tab at their store is increasing, and I really don't have to pay them back, so everything stays here, except the bottled beer and jam, which is all yours. But not only for that reason, just thank you for being 2 of my biggest supporters. Your love has gotten me through so much. Finally, before Greg takes over, I really need to thank Greg. I do owe you numerous thank yous, but I'll stick to 2 relevant, quick ones. If it weren't for Greg, this wedding would consist of my wedding dress and a candy bar that you're about to enjoy later on, and literally nothing else. Greg he has planned essentially this whole day, which has been just so fantastic. I can't get over the love in this room and how happy I am right now, and have been since I've been with Greg, of course, but so really thank you for that. And I also need to say thank you for taking the center of attention away from me on a regular basis, but specifically last night at our rehearsal dinner. My Aunt Tammy, my grandmother, and my mom were kind enough to provide me with a little package of lingerie, which I opened in front of my new family members, my father, numerous other people you never want to hold underwear in front of. But Greg so graciously stepped in, put on the little house coat as a